Right, this is a good afternoon from South Africa, the Bushveld in South Africa. This is an hour and a half ahead of schedule, simply because we are going to have power outages during the time that I would have been recording, so I'm now doing it earlier. Some of you may or may not know that South Africa is having problems with their power supply from our main power supply company, so we get outages on a regular occasion at the moment, and unfortunately, today it is now falling when I would usually be recording. So for those of you that were going to come online, it will already be online for you. Okay. And this is going to be happening. There is nothing I can do about it. There is no time I can schedule that there's not a possibility we will have power. Okay, right. So this is for Cancer for April 2020. As I said, from the Bushveld in South Africa. It's a beautiful place, but the internet and the electricity is a little bit dodgy. So I might also disappear for a second or two, but hopefully I'll be back again after that. Most of the time I am. Right, so what we're going to do here is first going to do a tea leaf card reading, which is the predictive elements for the month ahead of April. At the moment, life is uncertain. Lots of things are happening, so it's quite nice to have a little bit of a heads up, and that's what the tea leaf cards do. They actually describe the people and situations that are most likely going to crop up in your life in April. I then do a relationship reading for those of you in relationships as well as those of you looking for relationships, and then I'll pick the energy cards. Those are the cards that describe which actions to take in the month of April that are going to be most beneficial for you and will have the best outcomes for you and the most rewarding outcomes for you. Okay, so let's see what the tea leaf cards are that come up. What I do is I read what's on the cards first, and then I'll tell you the story that's behind it. First card up is a vacation. Well, that's very nice, Cancer. Many of you are going to get to go on holiday one way or the other. You're either going to have a break from what's been happening, time out, or you're actually literally going to go on holiday. For many of you, I feel that's the case. The next card that comes up, period of prosperity and abundance. That's also very, very nice, right? Next card that comes up for you, someone new is entering your life. Interesting. Okay, this is interesting. A lot of cards. The next card that comes up is keeping your life in balance. And we'll pick one more card, and that is hidden secrets can harm you. Let's pick one more card. We get a bit of clarification on what that's about, and that is increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. So it's not a biggie, that secret, whatever it may be. Let's go through the story. So the first card up, the kite, says, as I said, a vacation. Some of you are going to get a holiday one way or another. You're going to go on holiday, you're going to have a holiday, or you're going to have a break from situations that have made you tired or drained you in some way. You are then going to get a period of prosperity and abundance. You also finish up with a card that says increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. So there's definitely some kind of income coming towards you in April, some kind of increase in your material wealth coming to you in April. There's also somebody new entering your life. Maybe there's a new co-worker, maybe there's a new friend, maybe there's a new person that joins the family somehow, okay, through somebody else. But there's a new person coming in. New people can be important because they can change the dynamics within existing situations. And if this card comes up, it's more than likely the case that whomever this new person is, they're going to shift the dynamics in your world, either in your working world or your personal world or your family world. And because the next card says keeping life in balance, I have a feeling whomever this new person is, they do exactly that. They kind of balance things in your life. In your personal life or your working life or your relationship life, they're going to bring in a kind of a balance in the dynamics. Hidden secrets may harm you. I'll always say when this card comes up, if there's something that you feel you should not be discussing with people, because if it comes out it's going to cause harm, then don't discuss it with people, okay? Especially when this card comes up. And that is what I'm pushed to say to you at the moment. If there's something that you know that should be kept to yourself, or that is just best kept to the people involved and only them, then April's not the month to let the cat out the bag, because it can cause harm. But you know that now, so you're not going to do it, so it's cool, right? And the final card, as I said, is increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. So you end off on a very, very nice card. There's definitely something coming to most of you in April in the ways of material wealth, one way or another. And yes, somebody coming in as well that changes the dynamics and kind of evens things out for you. So that's very nice. Now let's have a look at relationships. So I'm going to once again select the cards, read what it says on the cards, because you guys all want to know what it says on the cards. And then I'll speak to those of you that are looking for relationships, and then I'll follow it up for those of you that are already in established relationships. So let's see what the cards are that come up for you for April 2020. First one up, retreat. Interesting, you got vacation as well. So I'm thinking those of you in established relationships are going to get an opportunity to go away with your partner and have a little bit of time out. The card itself is it's time to disconnect from the world. Right, next card coming up, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. This card normally speaks about a differing in opinions of core beliefs. So you might find yourself coming up against that in the month of April. Maybe your partner has a core belief and you find yourself coming up against that. You have one, they have one, the two don't meet, right? Or you meet somebody and you possibly have very different beliefs, core beliefs about relationships, right? Core beliefs, that's a very different thing. Okay, the next card that comes up is very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So there's a central theme here. So I think I'm going to discuss it as a whole. Those of you in established relationships as well as those of you looking for relationships. It's a bit of time out this month that is going to be most beneficial to relationships. You'll either meet someone under those circumstances or it's going to do an existing relationship the world of good. You will also be coming up against core beliefs that differ with a partner, either a new one coming in or one that you already have. They have a certain belief about how things work and you have a certain belief, and the two of you are going to find out this month that they're different. But then that decide that what you want, and it'll come to you now. Card says to me, one, if you're looking for relationships, the fact that the religious factors card shows up is you might have some real core beliefs about relationships that need a little bit of looking into. That might be what's stopping you from bringing the kind of partner that you want into your life. Dig a bit. Think about that. What will happen in April is that will be brought to your attention, okay? So something is going to happen, or somebody will bring it up, or in some way that will be brought to you and say, look, you see, you have this core belief. Maybe have a look at that, because the kind of partner you're wanting to draw into your life, that core belief is standing in your way, okay? So it will be brought to your attention. And it's then a case of when you make a decision, a hard and fast decision, right, I see what this is, let me move forward from here. That is when somebody new can come into your life, the kind of person that you want in your life. Those of you in existing relationships, it's a very similar scenario. Your best bet is to spend time alone with your partner, away from the endless news at the moment. Okay, it'll just do your partnership good. You're going to find you and your partner end up in a situation at some stage in April that's going to highlight that you have differing opinions, different belief system. But once you kind of reconcile that, you find the middle path, the balance, okay? You're going to then see things will progress well from then onwards, and very quickly from then. Just a case of addressing that little balance, or even recognizing you may not even have realized the two of you had very different belief systems about something in particular. It's not in general, it's something in particular. Now, the energy cards that I pull for you, the ones that come up is an indication of if you use that energy in April, if you make use of that energy in April, that perception, that standpoint, that energy, it will be hugely beneficial. It will help you navigate the challenges that do come up in April well, easily, with great success. And it'll also be kind of energies that will be presented to you in April that you can use to your best, to your utmost, what we say, positive outcome. Looking for the words here because they're like swirling around in my brain. If you use these energies in the month of April, you will get what you want. It's a very simple way of putting it. Okay, that's what they want me to say to you. So there we go. So let's see what they are. Okay, first one up is dreams. So like I say, I'm going to read what's on the cards. I'll tell you what the story is. Dreams see the possible pathways of a future that acts as a roadmap for your actions. So it's important maybe in that time, in April, to spend a bit of time daydreaming about what you want from life. And sometimes we forget to do that because it seems like a waste of time. Hey, one's busy. There's a lot of things to do. But in April, it's a case of if you do that, it possibly opens doors for you. Sorry, guys, got to cut off there a second. Okay, passion is the next one. Passion is an inner flame that will keep you striving toward vision. Passion is always about something that is important to you, pursuing something that is important to you. Sometimes we can, and that coming up with the dreams card says a lot. Often we can get very bogged down about what we ought to do and what we feel we need to do and the day-to-day things and the important things. We forget to daydream. That shows us what we feel passionate about, and that shows us what we should be pursuing. The final card is transformation, okay? That says the process of self-transformation will open your eyes to the timeless truth of yourself. The energy showing up here is spend some time daydreaming in April. It's a nice prescription, I think. It will remind you of what you feel passionate about. That in itself is going to be an act of transformation for you. Now, I will always say, these little recipes come up, let's call them recipes, and they're kind of not really logical, are they? They're not very practical always, are they? I mean, daydreaming, who gives that prescription? But when you follow them and you pay attention to the advice or guidance that comes with them, you find a door opening. Miraculously, a door opens. That is what these cards and this final message in your reading is always about. I'm not going to give you logic here. I'm not even going to give you situations to explain it. I'm just going to say to you, daydream in April. Spend time daydreaming. It will reawaken passion in you. It will remind you what you feel passionate about. That's going to bring some kind of transformation for you. Okay? So that is your little reading for the month of April 2020. For those of you that would like personal private readings, I do the most amazing soulmate reading, and I love doing them as well, but I do all sorts of other readings. Go to my website. You will see there is options there to purchase or to order. I will put the link in the description box once this video is finished processing, so it will be in a few minutes. You can also click on my banner in YouTube. That works, I think, on a bigger format. It'll lead you to the website. Also in the About section, there's a link to the website as well, and you can go there. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, subscribing. I read every comment. You'll see I acknowledge every comment, and I try to reply to as many of them as possible. Once again, thank you for watching and listening, and I will speak to you soon, wishing you much love, light, laughter, and blessings for the month of April 2020.